Let's discuss this constant attack on Trump. But more importantly, let's talk about this action we're getting on Biden and his corrupt entire family with our first guest this evening. He's the founder and the president of Article 3 Project. I want to welcome back to Real America, Mike Davis. Mike, you heard me at the beginning say it's a little bit, it's kind of good. And the reason I'm saying that is it's an impeachment inquiry, which Speaker McCarthy did, not a full-blown impeachment, let's go. I'm reading Marjorie Taylor Greene's, Lauren Boebert's articles, and we're going to do a vote. Why did McCarthy only go for an inquiry instead of a full impeachment? I mean, from the border to the business dealings to the war in Ukraine. This guy's corrupt as hell. We can impeach him on 3 different things.
Yeah, I mean, I would have impeached President Biden a long time ago, but I think with the narrow House Republican majority, Speaker McCarthy has a vote problem. So okay. I think we need to take this in baby steps.
Okay.
And the baby step is that we open this impeachment inquiry and we build the political case for impeachment, because that's how the founding fathers envisioned impeachment. If you read the Federalist Papers, they talk about how this is a political process. There is very clear evidence that President Biden should be impeached. He should be impeached on many fronts. He is clearly corrupt. He's clearly compromised by tens of millions of dollars of foreign bribes and other corruption to, it seems like, every family member except for the 5-year-old granddaughter who they just finally acknowledged under political pressure. He should be impeached for politicizing and weaponizing his Justice Department against Trump, against Trump's top aides, against Trump supporters, against parents, protesting at school board meetings about gender chaos in the schools, about pro-life Christians, praying outside of abortion clinics, and he should be impeached for opening our border for the tens of millions of illegal economic migrants who have flooded across our border. But we have to take this in baby steps, because House Republicans, I always say that the D.C. swamp is the only place on the planet where the reptiles lack backbones, and the House Republicans are certainly part of that reptile class.
Yep.
But this is a step in the right direction.
Agreed.
And so I commend the House Speaker for moving this impeachment inquiry forward. Too late, but forward.
All right. So maybe I'll hold back my disdain for not going full-blown impeachment with Kev, because you explained it. I get it. Got to do the baby steps with the inquiry so that these these weak-kneed Republicans can see the evidence for themselves and, I don't know, maybe televise these things, and so the American people can hear them. And then you're saying then we could move to a full-blown reading of the articles of impeachment and calling for a vote. But we're going to start with the inquiry to build up. It's like the build-up, right?
Yep.
All right.
Fair enough. And frankly, I think the buildup is good for the American people to see, so they understand how corrupt and compromised our president of the United States is, so the impeachment vote is easy.
All right. And you know what? I had somebody say something this morning, too. It's like, if we don't do it slower like this, then people will start saying it's just retribution for Trump. It's like Republicans trying to get even. And if you go slow and methodical and you show the evidence, it's no. We're having nothing to do with that. If we were trying to just get back, we'd have done this right when we took power. So we do an inquiry to show the evidence and let it build and simmer and stew so people actually understand this president is corrupt as hell. I get it now. Thanks for clarifying, because a lot of the viewers were already messaging here at OAN saying, well, Kevin's not, why is he only doing this? Why isn't it a full impeachment? So thanks for clarifying that. Let's shift to Trump now for a bit, Mike, before we lose you. And President Trump just asking that Tanya Chutkan judge in his January 6th case, since we're talking about him not being able to get on ballots possibly in 3 states, to recuse herself, because she's got all kinds of connections. And it's not just Trump asking for this. I've seen legal scholars, retired judges that know her come out and go, yeah, I'm pretty sure with her connections to the Biden family and other people, she should probably remove herself. Not to mention she's done how many January 6 cases, and this is the judge, Mike, I think you told me, that's been throwing the book at January 6 defendants who didn't even enter the building, that prosecutors didn't even ask for jail time, and she gave them jail time.
Yeah, this Obama judge, Tanya Chutkan, is the most partisan Democrat of them all on the D.C. District Court. Obama appointed both her and her husband to federal judgeships in D.C., so that shows you how well connected her family is. Mm-hmm. She comes from a long line of Marxists, Jamaican revolutionaries. Her father and her uncle. She's been the harshest sentencer on the January 6th defendants. She's shown over and over she's not going to be fair to President Trump. And this is the recusal issue. It's under the federal recusal standard, under federal law. It's bias or the appearance of bias, the appearance that she can't be fair. And if you look at her comments in prior January 6th defendant sentencing hearings and other proceedings, she's asked openly why President Trump has not been charged and that he's guilty. Well, if she thinks that he's guilty and thinks that he should be in jail before she's had a shred of evidence presented to her court, then she's biased.
Right. I mean, I saw those comments. How the hell can you call yourself a judge when you've made those comments publicly and then you're going to sit before and judge that man? That's not how our judicial system is supposed to work. Anyway, Mike Davis, founder, president, Article 3 Project. I know you got to run. Thank you, sir, as always. Appreciate you. Take care.
Thank you.
Yep.